So the general topic is critically important, which is, basically how to make AIs, I would essentially say human aligned. So in this project we're saying compassionate AI. And when I say human aligned, hopefully that's compassionate humans, because not all humans are acting compassionate all the time, clearly. So one of the challenges on this is to say, even what is the question? Because we were originally talking about ethics, and if you just say ethics, it's like, okay, don't do any harm. Don't, clearly like don't kill, don't do bad things. But even that is complicated. I'm not saying that we want AIs killing, but you have times where, even like a question that was asked on stage today, fire 300 people. There's times where a company maybe needs to fire a few people, or they need to do some reduction to survive, otherwise the whole group goes down. So it's not easy to come up with actually answers that are universal. We don't have universal ethics in the world. And so we're trying to figure out how do you create this method where an AI itself will know, and I don't even like to use the word self, but it is going in the right direction. And so the first step was basically like looking at us, like what, as humans, what are the things we want to reproduce about us? What are the things that are actually going to be dangerous in AI? AI is essentially trained off of us, from our own data, from our own actions. And so at the beginning, we need to find what's the good in us to make it be the good in AI. And can the AI basically create a positive feedback loop? So it's actually encouraging us to be better, to reduce conflict, because we can also use AI in a negative way. Even, let's say, a well-made AI could be misused by a human. So we ended up coming up with this idea, we collectively, so it wasn't just we were divided into 3 different groups, but we still pretty much collectively came up with this idea of gamification. So making, essentially, can the AI be used to create games that encourage humans to engage in a way that we become more compassionate, because we have challenges with that. And currently AIs, I'm not talking about humanoid AIs, but things like Facebook, just general social media, tends to silo us. It tends to put us into different groups, and it knows that we like a certain view, and it keeps us in that view and makes us look at a lot of our interactions as adversarial. So we're trying to figure out how can we get the humans a bit more back together? Not that we're all going to have the same view, but not view everything as adversarial. Be able to look at somebody with a different point of view as a fascinating perspective, not as the enemy. And then in turn, train the AI, I would say, off of this. And it's a big challenge, but I think it's critical. We didn't get into how. So this meeting yesterday, the virtual Florence, was not about the technical how, but just simply saying what are the steps necessary. And one of the interesting things in this discussion was actually David Hansen was talking about how we may think we want to just give it a set of rules and say, you do this and it's going to be, or it do this and it's going to make a better world. But in some ways, it may need to do its own iterations, and we have and figure out what that is, and it will make mistakes and just like us, like a child growing, it will need to be corrected as it goes, as happened today when it responded to one question with a very cold answer of, okay, it's just financial, we're going to fire a bunch of people, that's fine, the company needs it for profitability, with no thought of human consequence. So just like with humans, there may need to be a feedback loop that's saying, okay, there's some human in the loop interventions that say this needs improved, but also the AI can help improve. So we think about human in the loop to improve AI, but we're also now talking about, do we need AI in the loop to improve humans? So it's like, it's symbiotic, it's going both ways. So right now, generally, social media, there have been a lot of different methods, including human interest in them, has driven us apart. Can AI help bring that back together if we create it in the right way?